Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was very restless. His mind was always full of thoughts, coming and going all day long. These thoughts made him uneasy and tired. He felt sad about his past and worried too much about the future. His mind was like a storm. He couldn't feel calm, couldn't sleep well, and had even forgotten how to smile. One day Marco heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said that a wise old man lived there. Long ago, this man had been a famous psychologist in the city. He had helped many people and taught them how to find peace in their minds. But now, he had left the busy city life and was living quietly in nature. Sometimes he gave advice to visitors. Marco became curious and hopeful. He thought, maybe this wise man can help me find peace. So he decided to go and meet him. After many days of a long and tiring journey, Marco finally reached the village in the hills. He saw a small house covered with greenery. On the porch, the old man was sitting quietly, his eyes closed, looking very peaceful. Marco walked up softly and said, "Grandfather, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and gave a calm smile. "So you are looking for peace? Then come with me. I will give you a small task," he said. He took Marco to his little yard and filled a glass with water right to the top. The glass was so full that even the slightest shake would make it spill. He handed the glass to Marco and said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village and then come back. But remember, you must not spill even a single drop of water." Marco was surprised but determined to succeed. He accepted the challenge, held the glass carefully, and started walking. The road was narrow and busy. People were walking. Children were playing. Shopkeepers were calling out to customers, and dogs were barking. But Marco did not look around. His eyes stayed fixed only on the glass. Step by step, he walked slowly and carefully. People noticed him and looked with curiosity, but no one disturbed him. They knew he was learning something important. Finally, Marco returned to the old man and said, "Grandfather, I did it. I didn't spill even a single drop of water." The old man nodded with a smile. Then he asked, "That's good. But tell me, did you see the children playing? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco was surprised. "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focusing on the glass." The old man smiled gently and said, "That is the secret. Something that has always been inside you, but you did not know. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, no confusion, and no extra thoughts. When you were walking, you were not sad about the past or afraid of the future. You were only here now in this moment. That is when the mind becomes quiet." Slowly, Marco began to understand. This was the peace he had been searching for. Peace was not something outside. It was already within him. He just had to live in the present moment. Marco bowed his head and said softly, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must keep my mind in the present. That is when real peace comes." The old man smiled again. The sun was setting, and the last golden light touched the ground. Birds were flying back to their nests. Marco started walking back home, but he was no longer the same restless young man. He had changed. His heart was peaceful because now he knew how to quiet his mind. Thank you for listening to this story from Kindness Stories. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one. Stay well and stay peaceful.